Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in.
Today, we will be covering OpenAI's reported plan to turn ChatGPT into an AI super app, Anthropic's claim that Claude now writes most of its code, along with its call for a coordinated pause option, and a broad coalition of AI leaders backing mandatory screening for synthetic DNA orders. Starting with OpenAI, which is reportedly preparing the biggest ChatGPT overhaul yet. According to Financial Times reporting, picked up by TechCrunch and Reuters on June 7th, OpenAI is redesigning ChatGPT into what insiders are calling a super app. The revamp would push Codex, AI agents, image generation, and partner services like Canva and Booking right into the core experience. Reuters says the rollout is expected through updates to the website and mobile apps in the coming weeks, and that the move is partly aimed at boosting revenue ahead of a possible public listing. The most telling line comes from inside OpenAI itself. One senior employee summed up the strategy in 2 words: chat is dead. Thibaut Sotiot, who leads core product and platform, described the goal as a personal agent that helps users across both work and personal life. The shift here is significant. ChatGPT would stop being a place you go to talk to a model and start being a place you go to launch agents, write code, book travel, generate media, and tap into third-party services without leaving the app. It also signals OpenAI is reallocating resources toward business customers and competing more directly with Anthropic on the developer side. Reuters noted it could not independently verify the FT report and that OpenAI did not immediately respond to a request for comment, so some details may shift, but the direction is clear. OpenAI wants ChatGPT to be the front door for getting work done, not just for asking questions. Moving to Anthropic, which published a post on June 4th titled, "When AI Builds Itself," that has generated a lot of discussion. The headline claim is striking. Anthropic says Claude now writes roughly 80% of Anthropic's code, proposes research directions, and tackles open-ended problems. The company says its engineers ship about 8 times as much code per quarter as they did between 2021 and 2025. That is not a marketing stat about a coding assistant. That is a frontier lab saying its own model is already doing the bulk of the work that builds the next model. From there, Anthropic makes a policy ask. It wants the industry to preserve the option to, in their words, slow or temporarily pause frontier AI development if recursive self-improvement starts moving faster than anyone can govern it. The Associated Press reported on June 5th that Anthropic is proposing a coordinated mechanism so labs could actually verify rivals had slowed down too, preventing a bad actor from quietly sprinting ahead during a pause. The skeptical reaction, both online and in coverage, is hard to miss. A pause sounds awfully convenient coming from a leading lab that is also racing toward a near trillion-dollar public market moment. For developers, though, the practical signal is real. Agentic coding has moved from autocomplete helper to something closer to a production pipeline, and Anthropic is openly using its own workflow as the proof point. Finishing up with a rare moment of agreement across rival AI labs, a broad coalition of AI leaders, biotech executives, scientists, and national security experts published an open letter calling on U.S. lawmakers to make screening of synthetic DNA and RNA orders mandatory, along with the equipment used to make them. The signatory list is unusual. Demis Hassabis, Sam Altman, Dario Amodei, Alexander Wang, Mustafa Suleyman, Eric Horvitz, protein design pioneer David Baker, and biosecurity expert Tom Inglesby all signed on. So did synthetic DNA companies like Twist Bioscience and ANSA Biotechnologies. The letter was published late on June 3rd, with wider coverage rolling out across June 4th and 5th. The ask itself is concrete and narrow, which is part of why it has traction. Screen the orders, verify the customers, keep records, and make it possible to block or trace dangerous synthesis requests. The letter argues this is one of the best understood and least disruptive biosecurity measures available. It also includes a line that gives the proposal real weight. The signatories say AI systems now outperform PhD-level virologists on highly technical lab procedure questions in their domains, while acknowledging the evidence on present-day biosecurity threats is still mixed. The letter's bottom line to lawmakers is direct. Congress should act this session. What stands out is the coalition. Frontier AI CEOs who compete fiercely on everything else, the actual companies that synthesize DNA on demand, and longtime biosecurity researchers all landed on the same federal rule rather than a patchwork of voluntary industry norms. That kind of alignment is rare, and it suggests the people closest to both the models and the wet labs see the same gap worth closing.
Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.